As he was entering the apartment complex, he noticed a rather large Toyota Tundra pickup truck that was parked off to the side in the parking lot with its lights on and the engine running. He thought that was strange and thought, well, maybe it's involved or possibly a witness to this. So not wanting to allow the potential suspect or any witnesses to leave before he had a chance to figure out what was going on, he took his patrol car and positioned it to block the exit gate for the apartment complex to keep everybody there until he could sort out what was going on. So as he entered, he positioned his patrol car against that, across that exit gate, and as he was doing so, the Toyota Tundra pickup truck, which was probably at the time maybe 35 yards away from him, got put into gear and immediately began to accelerate. As it was coming towards him, it accelerated rapidly. I think we estimated the speed at the time about 45 miles an hour. And Officer Dellinger was on the driver's seat of the patrol car, which was stationary at that point. The Toyota Tundra accelerated, coming directly for him, and crashed into his patrol car head on. Officer Dellinger could not get out of his patrol car because of the front end impact buckled the front doors of the patrol car, where he could not open the doors. Couldn't roll the windows down because the electrical system was knocked out. And now, there was a small fire starting in the engine compartment. As he was dealing with all that, he was able to see through his obstructed windshield the suspect, what we later learned was the suspect in the shooting, come out of the pickup truck and began yelling at the officer. Officer Dellinger threatening, kill me, you're going to have to shoot me, you're going to have to kill me. And Officer Dellinger was challenging him with the gun, tell him, get on the ground, police, get down. Suspect, refused to comply with any of his commands, was still threatening to kill him. Officer Dellinger had no idea if this guy was still armed, in relation to the shooting or what. And while keeping the suspect covered, he was able to extract himself from the patrol car through partially his passenger window was down. I don't know, maybe about a foot. And any of the rest of us on the squad, we'd still be stuck in the patrol car. But with all his equipment and everything on, he was able to shimmy himself out of that partially open window, still keeping the suspect covered. Gets out of the car and is still confronting the subject, who's still advancing on him. And this is about the time I arrived on scene. I was the second car that arrived. And Officer Dellinger at this point was in a physical struggle with the suspect, trying to get him on the ground, and he was able to take him down to the ground, overpower him, and handcuff him before anybody else arrived on scene. That's when I pulled up, that's what was happening at that point. We was taking him into custody, getting the handcuffs on him. We still didn't really know what was going on.
When I heard the details of what had happened is when that impact of that vehicle happened, I was pretty impressed with the way he handled himself. We're all trained to do all this stuff in these situations, but 88% of us are never going to have these situations. So you'd like to think you're going to handle it the best possible way, which is what he did, but you don't know until you're in the situation.
I think he reacted how any of us would have liked to react. He showed no hesitation, I think, and he pretty much acted on him, just acting on his reaction and impulse, and he basically stopped that man from getting away. I mean, if it was not for what he did, we may not have found that person, or even worse yet, that person could have went and hurt other people at that point. And
looking back and realizing what had transpired moments before he got there, and then what happened to him, when you put it all together, you realize that was a serious situation. But he acted like a professional the entire incident. Even though somebody had just tried to kill him, he was able to maintain his composure, get out of a car which was on fire. He had just been injured in the crash, and managed not only to escape the car, but escape it while keeping the suspect at gunpoint, and then get out of the car and continue to do his job and take this guy into custody with really no assistance at the time. It's quite remarkable. He came into work the next night with his forearms all bandaged up, from the burns from the airbags, and he came to work. Said, "You don't have to come back. Go home, take the night off." He said, "No, I'm here. I'm fine." And that's just how he is. I'm here to do my job. I enjoy doing my job, and that's his outlook. He doesn't think he did anything special. He just, again, like I said, he thinks I just happened to be the one who was in that place at that time, but I'm sure everybody else would have handled it the same way, which may be true, but he's demonstrated the knack for being in those situations a lot, and he always handles it like a professional, calmly, doesn't get rattled, really doesn't get excited. He just does what he needs to do, and does it well.
I say it's just a very rewarding career. You know, you come to work every day and you feel like you can, instead of sitting back and saying, well, I wish somebody, you know, do this or that, you get that chance to, you know, I say make a difference, but it's kind of cliche, but you get a chance to go out there and, you know, and serve people. And, you know, these people make laws and stuff, but without them being enforced and without somebody there to, you know, investigate stuff, you get that chance to do that for people, and it's just very rewarding, very enjoyable.